does help if I turn the mic on. Good morning, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. Today I have, since it's a holiday and we all have things to do, I have this very simple camera here. I have this very simple card, quick and easy card, using the Designer Series paper as my focus from the Let's Go Fishing suite. So I'm going to switch cameras real quick so that we can go ahead and get started. So here's a better view of the card, and it's focusing with the Designer Series paper. And this is actually Designer Series paper as well, so I'll talk about that in just a moment. Before we get started on that, however, last week I did this watercolor lifting technique, and during the live, this card went out to Vicki. And for those of you who commented then and came back in and liked, commented, and shared on replay, this is going out to Pamela. So congratulations, Pamela. She joined us for the first time last week. I just simply need your mailing address so I can send you this card. So please reach out to me either via direct messenger on Facebook or via email, some way that's obviously private. So congratulations, ladies. Before I get too far, good morning, Lori. Good morning, Terry. And like I said, I am focusing today on the Gone Fishing bundle, or the Let's Go Fishing suite. I thought it would be fun. It's Memorial Day, and a lot of you are probably out at the lake or going fishing or having barbecues. And before we get too much further, I would like to say, if you are a praying person, or if you're not a praying person, then let's take a moment of silence sometime throughout today and remember fondly those people who gave the ultimate sacrifice of their life for us so that we could live in this wonderful country. So the Gone Fishing has these wonderful, okay, so I'm not a fishing person, so bear with me, but we have I believe we have a bobber, and it's either a spinner or what are they called? That's a fly. I know that's a fly hook, but some spinners, some things, and it has these little fish, but it's got some wonderful sentiments. Good things come to those who wait. So glad you're my dad. Happy retirement. Congrats, and happy Father's Day. Father's Day is just around the corner. Lures. Thank you, Terry. Father's Day is right around the corner, so this would make a great card for Father's Day, but it would also make a good card for the ladies who like to fish as well. It does come with an embossing folder that's supposed to look like rope. We're not using that today. And some dies. And these dies, this one here gives you the look of a tackle box. And so you have all these different lures and spinners and the fly, and also some waves that you can create with that. We're just simply going to use the fish on that today. So I'm going to set that aside out of the way. You won't need to write the measurements down when I get to those. So it's got these wonderful papers in here. So you've got this paper with all of these fish on it. And this one die here, the one fish die, will cut out this fish here and this fish here. So you can cut them out of the Designer Series paper, and you don't even need to color them and stamp them if you choose not to. Okay. And on the back side of that is some nice masculine colored checks. Not that we ladies don't like those colors either. Some flies on some mossy meadow color. Some stripes on the back. I love stripes, whether they're diagonal, vertical, horizontal. I just love stripes no matter what the color. Some pretty little flies that I used on this card, and another geometric pattern. And then you have this pattern that looks like waves. And don't ask me where this map is supposed to be. I have yet to figure it out. I think it might be a map of the ocean floor somewhere. Some fishing poles. And It depends on how you look at this. I look at this and I see a fishing net. Others look at it and see scales, so fish scales. So we're not sure. It can be either or, I believe. How about a piece that's all blue fish and then a pretty blue plank design on the back side of that one. So there's the designer series paper that comes in that suite. I want to welcome everyone who's here live, and if you're joining on replay, welcome as well. So the pieces of cardstock that I chose, and like I said, the measurements are in the description, so you won't need to write them down. I've chose boho blue for my card base. Measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. I'm just going to bring in my bone folder and give that a nice good crease. We should be here, I don't know, depends on how much I talk, 20 to 30 minutes. You'll need 3 pieces of, I'm using Misty Moonlight. I like to mat my pieces. I think it just gives it more of a finished look, but you could certainly save cardstock by just putting the designer series paper directly on the front of your card. These are Misty Moonlight, 2 pieces that measure 3 1/8 inch by 3 1/8 inch, or for those of you who don't like those eighth measurements, a smidge larger than our designer series paper. The other one is 1 5/8 of an inch by 2 3/8 of an inch. Some Very Vanilla for the inside, that's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. A piece of Very Vanilla for our sentiment, that's 1 1/2 inches by 2 1/4 inches. And then we have our designer series paper that's 3 by 3. So nice, easy measurements on these. And I've already cut out 2 of those fish from that pattern paper I showed you that have the fish on it. So we'll set those aside and we'll go ahead and do our stamping first. Like I said, this is a super fast, super easy card. I'm just going to bring in some scrap paper to protect my work surface. And 2 ink colors, boho blue and calypso coral. So let's start with our calypso coral, and we're going to stamp it on our small piece. And I thought, rather than jump straight into Father's Day, I would just put a sentiment on the front only, and I would choose good things come to those who wait. My father loved to fish, and I loved to go with him. I just didn't like to fish. I never really had the patience, and I should have a foam mat underneath here. However, my desk mat is got some cushion to it for this photopolymer stamp. So while Dad would fish, I'd go hiking. I don't like to eat fish really either. I like saltwater fish. I'm not a fan of freshwater fish. And since I live in a landlocked state, I never really introduced myself. On the inside, I just put some fish swimming along the bottom. I want to welcome you to Winged Horse Designs. I'm Donna Goodwin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Brookings, South Dakota. A lot of lakes around here. So there may be a lot of you who are going fishing this weekend on our last day of a 3-day weekend. That's all the stamping that's involved, and then we just simply put the card together. So like I said, it's a quick and simple card. Thought that'd be nice for the last live of May. And I'm just simply going to start gluing these pieces together. So what's your favorite activity for Memorial Day? It is the first, here in the United States, it is the first 3-day weekend that kicks off the summer season. And don't forget to ask questions, and I'll answer those at the end. I always like doing lives on long weekends because there's always a lot of you here on a long weekend. And I'm just going to put these on the mats. If you like this suite and the things you're seeing, and you're located in the United States and you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Now I'm going to glue these two pieces down flat. And this is a very simple card with a very simple layout to it. So if you're just joining us, welcome. We're doing a quick and simple card before we go off to whatever weekend festivities we have for our last day of our long weekend. And then I'm going to put my fish and my sentiment on with dimensionals and pop those up a bit. And for our fish, I think I'll use mini dimensionals. So that I can put one on the tail and one on the nose. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put one in the middle as well. Since this is designer series paper, it's not as firm and hard as the cardstock. And there you have a quick and simple card using I'm just beginning to play with the Let's Go Fishing suite. So I just thought it would be fun to do something that kind of reminds us of being at the lake. For me, just sitting at the lake, soaking up the sun is good for me. Oops, where am I? I want to go this one. There we go. I'll get this figured out eventually. You know, sometimes I'm a little slow on the uptake. So let's go ahead and see what kind of questions we have. And please, if you like this, what you see, please like, comment, and share. So this morning I have Lori here watching on YouTube, and I have Terry here watching on Facebook. Terry helped me out when I was trying to figure out if they were spinners, lures, whatever they are. They're lures. And Terry says her dad used to make his own. Oh, and you'd help him. Well, you got to have really good fingers, Terry, to help making. I'm assuming you're talking about making those flies. That's quite a talent. Good morning, Irma. Welcome. Good morning, Susan. And Patty joined us late, but she can always go back and watch the replay. Picnics. Yes. Always got to love picnics. Always lots of good food. Right after we said our prayer for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. You don't do a whole lot. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot much anymore, but we used to do a lot of picnics when I was young. And Irene is late. She's going to go back and watch to see what she missed. This is a pretty simple card, Irene. You didn't miss much. And Lori says now she thinks she needs this set. You know, I was debating. I was like, oh, I'm not into fishing, but I thought it was a really good masculine set, and I liked the fonts on it. So that's why I chose to go with that one. So I'm going to queue up the giveaway, and we'll see who's going to get this card to get them started on their masculine cards for the year. So let me switch over here and get this started. Okay, 6 of you have made comments, and those are the 6 out of the 10 of you that are watching that will be drawn. So I'll give it just a couple seconds more, and we'll see if any other people want to quickly make a comment to be in the drawing. This was the time when we had the last of the strawberries that my mother had put up the year before. So strawberry shortcake, the first strawberry shortcake of the season. So I'm going to go ahead and click the draw, and we'll see who gets this card. Your husband would like this. Yes, there you go. Your husband would like this. Patty's going to get this card. Susan said her husband would like it. And Becky says it's a great card. Thank you, Becky. So Patty, I will get this in tomorrow's mail because obviously there is no mail delivery today. But I'll get that out in the mail to you. Oh, or maybe I'll see you Wednesday. Reach out to me. Let me know if you're coming on Wednesday to class. I forgot to mention any of my classes if you're stuck through here to the end. I do a class every Wednesday, Craft and Chat, where we do just one card so that we get to spend a little bit more time chatting and a lot less stress on our card making. And then I have monthly classes too. You can see all those in the link below marked calendar, and it'll take you out to my calendar. So have a wonderful week, everyone. I will upload a pre-recorded video on Friday. Friday is June, the first Friday of June, so it'll be a fun fold. And then next Monday at 10 a.m. I will be back here live. So happy trails, everyone. Bye-bye.